one album that I've been listening to a lot lately. It's the first album from Robert Miles called Dreamland, released in 1996. And the album includes the very well-known tracks Children and Fable. It's a Dream Trance, house, chill out kind of album, atmospheric, and it inspired me to make a track like that myself, especially Children and Fable. Those two tracks are the main kind of reference or inspiration, but the album as a whole inspired me as well. So I thought I would break down the track that I made to show you how you can make a track that mid to late 90s Dream Trance track yourself. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, of course, back in the day, 909 was a heavy hitter in dance music, like trance, Eurodance, house, etc. So, while I don't have a 909 myself, I tried to use Logic's own 909 kit that I found, Roland TR909 kit, and also the Ultrabeat Trance kit and Ultrabeat's 09 kit as well, to get that more 90s sound. And the drums sounds like this. Now, the kick on its own, that boomy 909 kick, and we have snare from the 909 kit that I added with this, as I showed, Trance Kit 1001 to give it a little more high end, layered with this snare. Taken away here, that high end goes away, so I added that for some more high frequency pop, and I put it a little bit in the stereo field by panning it a little, so don't have both snares straight down the middle, just a tiny amount. It's not that audible out, but a little, just a little bit panned out. And of course the rim shot, just these three sounds alone. You have the start for a 90s dance track, and also a snare roll, of course, and that I use the same snare, Trance Kit 01, like this. And then we have Ghost Hat. This I have also sidechained a little to give it a little movement and swing. Without it, it's more robotic. Also panned it a little to the left, and we have this open from Ultrabeat's Ultrabeat Vintage 09 kit. Also panned to the right a little. I also laid that with this maraca. This comes from the Vintage 08 kit, and slightly more to the left. So the three hats together. And lastly, a crash cymbal. Also from Ultrabeat's Vintage 09 kit. And also I added a little bit of reverb on snare and rimshot and the hats. Crash, leaving one snare dry and the snare roll dry. And the drum, and the reverb I used on the drum is the Logic Zone drum plate. I try to use that on drums. I find it's a nice reverb to put on drums. So yeah, that's it for the drums. And of course, we have the bass, which is a simple offbeat bass. That I put a little overdrive on to give it a more bite or presence. It's from the retro synth, Logic's own. It's the bass presets sound or bass patch that I've tweaked just a little. So the bass with the beat. Sorry. Having that driving beat. Now, of course, one big element of Dream Trance is to have that dreamy atmosphere. So for that, I've used a couple of different pads and strings and organs. So let's take a look at those and start with this low sweeping pad. And of course, most of it is Korg M1. This is the winter sweep patch. And I use that old school M1. As you can see here, it plays just the root note first. And then I layer that next clip above, and then final we have the A. So gonna have that harmonic kind of movement, kind of a journey, also to help create that dreamy soundscape. Just a little reverb, of course, compression, EQ, and then I have this low pad here, just playing one single note, the root note, kind of droning, a drone note. M1 again, celestial pad with this, trying to give that dark, kind of mysterious vibe. Next up, we have this voice pad from M1 again, afterlife patch, a little reverb and sidechain, not much. Don't want that pumping modern effect. And also layered under that we have this other pad, touchy pad. Again, a little bit of sidechain. Again, help creating that dream vibe. Of course, a layer. And then we have a low string and a high string. Strings always sets the mood. Again, the M1, the Arco string 1 for the low string. Again, that little kind of dark, mysterious vibe. the high string. The high string is the bright string from the M1. And combined with the pads, get this dreamy, flowing kind of vibe. And also implemented, if you heard throughout the album, and especially in Fable and Children, and also in Celebrate Our Love by Zivago, not sure if I pronounced that name right. I have this kind of organ deep pluck under the piano melody and in the start. So I implemented something like that myself. Again, M1, organ 2, very well-known patch with a little bit of delay. No, sorry, reverb. I layered that with a patch I made in Logic ES2. Just a simple sine patch, sine and pluck with delay and reverb, like this. Layered with the organ pluck. Give it a little more character. And a little bit more to build on that atmosphere. You can play it with everything else. Also, it's not in the intro, but it comes here. It's a little ARP, again from the M1. Harmonic gate patch. Sounds like this. Again, to build with the pad. Just to have some movement in the background. And of course, we have the main kind of star in Dream Trance, the piano melody, piano sound. Here I use two pianos, Korg M1 and Korg Triton. They sound like this. Group them together in a channel, a slight sidechain, reverb and delay. That's important. And the patch on the M1 piano is the grand piano. Sounds like this. This is kind of the main piano sound, the dominant one. And the Triton, I use the classical or classic piano patch. Or quieter, but it adds to the sound a little bit more character, so you have the one dominant piano sound. Now I also use a few effects to help create towards that dreamy landscape. These are from Logic, kind of synth effects sounds. We have this sweep transition synth sound. This synth effect sound that I put a fat filter on to change and move the sound a little. And this pluck rain synth sound effects that I put some step effects and tremolo and reverb on to again move the sound in the stereo. field. And also here I put a little bit of automation from the remix effects, because on this part I only have it play the first note. Just to create some movement and interest. And also I have this rain and thunder effects in the beginning of the song and here. Also from Logic. Just to kind of set the stage. And of course we have a few effects like transitioning effects, just to announce change and keep kind of interest. We have this noise rise and impact here, and this noise growling sound that adds a little bit of distortion just to give it a little bit more presence. And yeah, also this fourth little X right here, kind of disco lasery, just to add a little new element. So that's the main kind of parts. And then we have kind of this B section here. Oh, sorry, here. With a little build up here to go back out of this section and in back to the main melody section. In this B section, I can introduce acid sound, just to keep things, yeah, kind of a little interesting. Sounds like this, coming from the acid V. Hand it a little to the right with the delay and reverb, and also you can see having the filter kind of open to give it a little movement, keep the sound from getting kind of too stagnant, keeping the interest. And also have the strings back, but playing another part, another kind of melody. Goes like this. And also the same for the high string, but I added a few extra notes to fill out the bass. Kind of. And also I have this stab sound here. This stab sound and this acid sound is in a little call and response with the string in this section. And the stab sound sounds this. Now it's two sounds. The first is this final guitar 2. On its own, it sounds like this. Added a few effects just to give it some movement. And also we have this patch I made in the Logic's ESP, having step effects, tape, delay, and tremolo, amp. Change the sound a little and give it some movement. Now with the acid and with the low string, Sounds like this. It's kind of there to fill out the empty space, so to say, after the string. And in this part, the string picks up a more active melody, so to say, giving a little bit more tension. And that's also when we come to this kind of build up or transition part from part B back to the main part. In this part, I introduce another acid sound, also acid V, and a little to the left, while this is panned to the right. Also delay and reverb, and playing with the filter. Kind of keep moving. I also have this synth stab sound. Just playing that one note, giving a little tension. I also have it introduced here, then with a different melody. And then we have the piano that plays a new melody. As you can see, I will also volume fades it in so you get louder. Build on that tension and transition. And then at the end, kind of gets that going back to the main melody. Yeah, that's it for the kind of main parts. I also have this vocal line to add kind of to the dreaminess of the song. My girlfriend helped me record this, so it's not a vocal sample, and it sounds like this.
To the ocean of eternity.
Now I have a big reverb delay to give it that dreamy feeling. And I pitch shift it down a little to, I felt it suited more. So yeah, that's it for the song, really. Kind of having those dreamlike elements, kind of break it up a little here to create some tension and a little B section, keep it interesting. Then resolve back to the dream like floating atmosphere. So yeah, let's check out the main song in its entirety, and thanks for watching. Hope you found it useful for your own musical creation. So yeah, here's the full song.
To the ocean of eternity. To the ocean of eternity. ocean